Welcome to Uncle Karl's Crazy Real Estate Stories, where we discuss all the real deals that we are making happen in the trenches. This is no guru bullshit. This is real estate investing in the trenches, from guns to goats, lawsuits, police, and motorcycle gangs. Let the stories begin with your hosts, Uncle Karl and Stas Kostadinov.
Uncle Karl, welcome to your podcast.
Thanks for having me again.
So, give us a little updates on some deals that you guys did recently. You told me about Florida deal, some judgments and different deals. So let's get right into them.
Okay, let's talk about a couple things that right out of the gate, something that we've learned that's pretty badass that I think we're going to be able to work is in North Carolina. Now, always check with your attorney, double check. If I tell you anything wrong, you can't sue me. So, and I'm going to tell you what I heard from my attorney. So double check everything I have to say. I will not be sued for anything I say wrong. Okay, so this is what my attorney told me. It pays to be good friends with your attorney and hang out. I enjoy just
they know a lot of pretty badass shit.
Yeah, and I don't know if we told people, we have a mastermind group.
Yeah.
And our attorney came on, and this is one of the things he shares. He shares a lot of these golden nuggets.
Yep.
By the way, our mastermind group is $105 a month. It's 4 Zoom meetings, and we share a lot of golden nuggets. And this is one of the golden nuggets. It's a Facebook page. We've had everybody from R.J. Bates, Tucker Maryhew, Dave's done over 2,000 deals, who's even smarter than me. Believe it or not, there's someone smarter than me. We've had Larry Higgins on Skip Genie. He dropped some gems. So we always drop in gems and there's gold nuggets or whatever the cliche is in the mastermind.
We got Christina Spells.
Yeah, she told us about some really cool stuff. We use call tools and how she uses that. But anyways, back to this. We were talking to our attorney, and in North Carolina, if there's let's say it's an owner-occupied house, that if there's a husband and wife, the judgment has to be against both husband and wife to attach. So if it's just against one or the other, it doesn't attach
To the house,
which can really, you can use that. That can work great when you're taking over houses with judgments and liens, because some people will say, okay, give me X dollars and I'll walk over. We're working on one now. We'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, hey, I don't care. Give me X dollars. And there's all these judgments and liens, and I'm just want to walk away. So we're like, okay, we'll put out the $200,000 on this deal, and then we'll work with some of the judgments and liens. Like sometimes, so like some of the judgments won't attach because it's only in the husband's name.
Right.
And then sometimes you can negotiate judgments. You can also wait judgments out.
Right.
And so there's a lot of really cool stuff you can do. We've talked about that in the mastermind. Did I mention that we have a mastermind group?
You did.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we have this mastermind group that we mentioned that in. But anyways, what's it called? Uncle Karl and Friends Mastermind Group. How would people find that if they want to find it?
You can find it at Uncle Karl's mastermindgroup.com.
Okay, cool. So just in case. So what was I talking about? I get ADD and still early.
You were talking about the judgments and how they don't attach if there's...
Yeah, so it's cool. So a friend of mine, Melissa, we're going to have her on in about a week, and she's got this deal where somebody passed away. There was 4 heirs, okay, and she didn't check. She made a mistake, or she missed an email with the attorney, and there's a 79.
Missed the email.
Yeah, I think that that this happens. It's there's a lot of stuff going on. It's easy to make a mistake, but it turns out there was a $79,000 judgment against one of the heirs.
Yeah.
So that technically attaches to the property. Okay, but we were talking to our attorney and says, hey, look, this judgment is good for 10 years since they've sold the house. It will not reattach to the new owners.
Right.
So you just have to wait it out.
Right.
So basically, she's taking the property subject to. She's going to wait about 2.5 more years. That judgment will no longer attach to the property.
Right.
And it's an incredible deal.
It is.
So, and then we're going to go more into detail, and then like I said, when we have the attorneys, like we've had Cameron Scott come on, and he talks about things like this, judgments and liens, and what you can and can't do. And there's a lot of really cool
And we're gonna have different attorneys come into the mastermind more, and share different things,
different little things like this. So what really cool is husband and wife. You might want to check in your state to see what the laws are. There's certain homestead laws too, where certain judgments don't. Like in Florida, I think I don't know, Florida. We need to get Dave Day on here, and he can talk about. There's a lot of cool stuff in Florida, things that don't attach.
Probably.
And then, but so this is just another example of being creative with judgments. Another example is, and I probably told this story, but if I did, you guys can just turn it off and go to another podcast and do something better. But there's a piece of property on Florida Avenue in Charlotte that this guy, a friend of ours, I can't mention names, so Brian Olinke, who brought it to us. Can I mention names?
Yeah,
okay.
Brian is a cool guy.
Okay, we probably gotta get him to sign off. He might sue us for using his name. But anyways, Brian Olinke brought it to us, and he told us that 4 or 5 different attorneys said that this deal couldn't be done. So we like a challenge. So we ended up, there was a first mortgage that was written on some sort of screwed up paper. I wasn't done quite right through an IRA. And then there was a second mortgage on the property. Then there was a whole bunch of judgments and liens and city demo liens and stuff.
Jeez.
So what we did is we went to this one guy who had a judgment against, so he was like in like 5th position or something. He's way up there. So he wasn't going to get any money. And we said, hey, there's this property. Tell me about what happened. We might be able to help you get something. He goes, oh, I hate that guy. He didn't say guy. He used a worse term than that. I think he said MF. But anyways, I said, hey, would you like to get him back and make a little bit of money? He goes, sure. I said, here, look, your judgment on this property, you're not ever going to get anything. There's a first, there's a second, all this.
Yeah.
So we'd like to use your judgment to buy the property, and then we're going to work out with the first, second. And so it's going to be a messy process.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, I'm in NASCAR. I don't have time for this. But yeah, if you can get him back, I'll do it. So we basically paid him $2,000.
Okay.
Used his judgment.
How much was the judgment for?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay.
And I said, look, and what's going to happen is we're going to end up owning the property, but then we'll release your judgment so you can still go after him on other stuff.
Okay.
So we ended up foreclosing. We bought it at the foreclosure auction for like a couple thousand.
Right.
So we owned the property. Because there's the first, so everyone looked at it and go, why would anybody want this? There's all this mess. Then we negotiated with the first mortgage to come off on their price. The second mortgage, we paid him like $6,500 just to release it.
Right.
So he released it because we said, look, this is a messy thing. Please help us. He was a really nice guy. We met with him, and we made a deal.
So the second judgment was released.
This is a mortgage.
Oh,
we got it released.
Okay, that's awesome.
We settled with the first. We should have made this is where we messed up. We should have had the agreements with the first and the second before we did the foreclosure. So we sort of did it a little bit backwards.
Okay.
But
it still worked out.
It worked out. So and then we got a little bit of discount from the city on some of the city liens and grass cutting stuff. So it was a lot of work. We ended up netting $75,000 on that deal.
Nice.
So that was just an example of, working with judgments, liens, and stuff like that. And some of the really cool stuff. I got some extra cool stuff that I can't even share with you guys. And I'm not even going to share in the mastermind that we talked about those that we can't. I can't go there. Okay. Let me go on. Some stuff I got to keep secret, guys, because this thing, like we do some really big stuff. I think is going to be even bigger. So anyways, judgments and liens. Okay. So that was on Florida. That was a $75,000 deal. To be honest, I probably wouldn't do that deal again. It was so much work and time and nerve-wracking and hours. I know people going, you made $75,000, you probably wouldn't do it again. No, I probably wouldn't do that deal again, even though we made $75,000. The amount of time and effort and pain in the ass it was.
How many hours did you spend probably on this deal?
I had at least 80 in my time.
Holy crap.
Mitch had a ton of time. Brian had a lot of time.
Wow.
It was not worth
your time.
It probably was not worth their time. I know people are going, 75,000? No. Just the amount of effort and stuff. We just want to see if we could do it. So we actually have a formula how to do this for the future. We do that sometimes. We'll say, hey, let's just jump in. Let's just figure this out and see what we can do. So we're going to learn something. So the thing is we can replicate this again, this type thing, buying the judgments, foreclosing, and working deals and stuff like that. I think that's a huge potential profit for the people that are willing to dive deep.
Oh, yeah.
But I think 99% of the people listening to this podcast are not going to do that. I bet 100% won't. It's too much work.
It is.
Or hopefully they'll call us in and we'll do it and make money. Okay. So anyways, that was the judgments. I'm looking at my notes here on Evernote, so I didn't plan this out very good. So we got that. What else we can talk about? Okay, so we talk about something else besides judgments?
Yeah, you said, let's talk about the cell phone tower.
Oh yeah, okay. So let's talk about the cell phone tower.
Let's talk
hey,
about,
there's also, and this is there's so many different ways in this business. Now we got that one secret way that we're not even telling our mastermind. Remember we talked about that, Stas?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not going to tell you guys about that. But there's another thing we're looking into: billboards and cell phone towers.
Yep.
We've got a deal. It came through a probate, didn't it?
It was probate.
Probate lead, and we've been researching those. And tell us about how you found it, Stas. And we're in the middle of negotiating, so we better not release this podcast till we get this deal signed.
Well, we found it through probate. I called the lady. She told me her story and what happened. Basically, her sister died, and her sister had one child, and her sister did not have a husband, so she was not married, but she had there was a dad for this child. So the child is not 18, so the child cannot sell the property till it turns 18, and it's 17 right now. And the dad of the child and her sister got into a big fight, and they don't want he doesn't want to sell his part, and she wants to sell her part. So that's how we got her, and she wants to sell her part, and hopefully we get him next year.
See, this is a lot of our deals are family disputes. If families could just find a way to get along, we wouldn't have these opportunities. And I hate to say it, but just I don't know like what goes wrong or the different family dynamics, but it just seems like they should be able to talk. But people will sell stuff for cheap just to get out of a situation. So this cell phone tower brings in what? $1,200 a month. Mm-hmm. Okay. And the property taxes are about $700 on a piece of property.
Yep.
We've also done the investigation. We can still build a house on it even though there's a cell phone tower, right?
Yeah.
So
but we cannot subdivide it. We need to add another 60 frontage.
Yeah. And there's a slight chance we could buy that from the neighbor. Yeah. Not likely. So there's a chance we can subdivide it, but worst case. So what we're going to do is we're meeting, trying to work out a deal. I don't know what we're going to pay, or we're probably going to pay in the 20,000s for it because she just wants to get rid of it. She doesn't want to have to deal with her niece.
Yep.
And she just wants to be done and wash her hands with it.
Right.
So what we're going to do is if this works out, we'll buy half of it. And we'll get to split half the money, which is $600 a month. Then hopefully we'll work a deal when she turns 18 to buy her half out. If not, we'll do a partition sale, which forces everything to go to sale, or let her buy us out. We'll be flexible. We're gonna sit down and I think this is important. You got to come from collaboration.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You got to just talk to them and say, what do you want to do? What would work for you? And I really think if you listen and you talk to people, you can a lot of times come up with solutions, and hopefully we'll be able to do that. So, we talked about buying half shares and stuff like that. That typically works out really well.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things we're looking at doing is more into the cell phone towers.
Yeah, because think about it. You don't have a house to take care of, and you're getting a cash flow from it for the next 25 years. That's not a bad deal because the houses, there's evictions, they break into the house, there's repairs, so it's fucked up shit. Here you don't.
You can't say fucked up shit on my podcast, okay? But anyways, but yeah, it's really cool. I think it's a great thing because you just how long is the lease? It's 20 more years, isn't it?
20
more years. Yeah. Okay, so 20 more years. Something could go wrong. It's always possible.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But we could also build a house or sell the land if something goes wrong. But so. We'll let you guys know how that goes, but we're always looking into different avenues. And I think open up your minds besides like for example, we're doing a lot of land now.
Right.
And we will net over $1 million in land deals from the time I started 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And we got stuff that in the process of selling. Some of it we're keeping just in land. So, I think that everyone thinks, houses. Open up your mind to judgments. Open up your mind to land. Open up your mind to buying parcels of houses.
Yep.
And I don't know, did I mention that we have a mastermind group?
No, you haven't.
Okay, let me guys tell you. We have this mastermind group. It's every Wednesday from 7 to 8. We do a Zoom meeting. We share.
Usually goes to 8:30.
Usually goes to 8:30. It's going to 9 before, depending
Yeah.
on everything. It's because we have fun. So half the time, the meeting after the meeting is good, where people are talking.
Yeah.
But we share a lot of great ways how to do these kind of things. $105 a month is really cheap for this mastermind. And we got some badass people on there besides ourselves, and you can learn a lot. There's a private Facebook group that we can share. We need to go up on the price. That's too cheap.
Yeah.
Let's poll everybody in the mastermind and see if they think we should go up on price. What do you say? What do you think?
We'll talk about that.
Okay. But anyways, so I just want people to know that there's, I know I'm sort of jumping around here, but sometimes there's that ADD thing to thing. We're jumping from subject to subject. To open your mind up to different possibilities, different revenue streams, and hopefully some people. I want to share our phone. On the last podcast, we forgot to share our phone numbers too. Let me share my phone number. It's 704-995-5385. 704-995-5385. I prefer you text me, and then Stas, share your information.
And my phone number is 980-210-7715, and you can text me too. I prefer that. And also you can text us on Facebook. You can find us, and we'll be happy to help.
Yeah, if you guys out there, any other really cool tidbits? I think we're sharing a lot, and we don't get paid for this podcast. Yeah. We want to make a difference, so people, if you guys got anything really cool that you found, give us a call. Tell us what kind of cool little niches you found, and see if we can help each other out. I've gotten off this scarcity mentality and more into abundance and stuff, and that there's plenty to go around, and that we can all help each other. So,
yeah. What about the Guff deal? What was that?
Goff. Yeah, Stas is originally from Bulgaria, by the way, and he's learned English. How many years? 4 years.
4 years.
That's pretty good. Learned English in 4 years.
I spell better than him, so.
Yeah, that's true. Stas, his spelling is better than mine, so it's pretty embarrassing. But I'll tell another story about another way to find deals. Is we talked about code enforcement is a good way. So one of our joint venture partners, Mike, he was at he's pulled up, and there's a train going across, a railroad crossing. He's sitting there, and he noticed there's a guy. He saw the inspector guy. So he rolled down his window and says, "Hey, do you guys have any code cases? We buy houses, we fix them up." He goes, "Hey, there's 3 houses back here. I'll show you." So he went over and said, "Yeah, this house is written up as a code enforcement. Now you can get the list too."
Yeah.
So he told us about it. We ended up calling him up. We worked a deal to buy the property. Yeah. And there's like a brother and sister, they're heirs. So a lot of it's timing too. We just hit him the right timing. Other people have been talking to him. But it's
always timing.
Got the property. We were looking at maybe keeping it, then we decided to wholesale it off.
Okay.
So we wholesaled it off. I don't remember the exact number, so I could be off here, guys. It was somewhere around, I think, about $24,000 profit. And I could be wrong on that.
Okay.
On a wholesale deal.
That's not bad at all.
But it's just also being aware of your situations. You see an opportunity, you have your why. Because I talked about that. I said, always be looking for stuff. You saw the code guy and said, "Hey, you got anything?" And the guy said, "Yeah, there's a house right around the corner." I just rode off.
You just got to talk to people.
Yeah.
It's super important.
You'd be surprised. We talked about, and I've already talked about this one time. I was knocking on a tax foreclosure house, and I came out, and this guy said, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm a real estate investor. I'm trying to buy this house, and I'm looking for..." I'm always looking for deals, and I wasn't thinking much. I should have paid him more attention.
Yeah.
And I was like, I said, "Oh, by the way, we pay $500 for referrals." He goes, "Oh, the house too down. He's selling it for $60. He won't take less. I'll get you his number." So we got the number. We called the guy. We ended up getting that house. We ended up making $18,000 on that deal, and we paid the guy a $500 referral fee.
I love it.
So let's keep your eyes peeled and talk to people, and you never know what's going to come of things.
You never know.
So have we filled up enough time, or do we need to keep talking?
We have 20 minutes. We can.
I think the next people are going to come into the podcast. Okay, let me see. What else? I think that's a good enough nuggets, guys. What do you think? I think we shared some really good stuff. So do me a favor, guys. I'm going to give you my phone number again, 704-995-5385. Text me some golden nuggets. If you guys got some golden nuggets you want to share, and we're looking to have people on the podcast. If you can share some really cool stuff, you can be on the podcast. We'll make you famous. I think I usually have 50 people that listen to my podcast, so you could get out to about 50 people, Yeah, no, I have a little more than that. But anyway, so, that would be cool. Let's have people contact us.
And also tag us. Tell us if you like that podcast, maybe a little post about, share into your, page or stuff. And just tell people about our podcast. We want to, we want to spread the knowledge around.
Yeah.
Don't be selfish. Don't take it only for yourself. So. And
then another thing, I got to be careful how I say this. We use a lot of private lenders for our deals that are really happy. They make really good returns on their money. And so I'm not soliciting it. I have to be careful with the SEC, I heard. So, but anyway, just contact us. We've got deals we can wholesale off or whatever.
We like to keep some.
And we like to keep some too. What else do we need to say?
That we mentioned the mastermind. We're on the podcast. We don't have to mention that. We got a lot of crazy deals going on, and we got a book. Probably, I don't know when it's coming out, but it's probably going to be December.
Yeah, we're going to tell crazy stories, of what happened. Put some pictures. It's going to be a picture book too. We'll have a few pictures of like the time we got the house with the drug dealers in it, and they left 100 pairs of Nike Air Jordans, size 10 through 11 and a half. I got pictures of those shoes, and tell some of these crazy stories and what we went through. Similar to the podcast. If you listen to the podcast, you don't need to get the book. So,
you still got to get the book. It's just something to remember from when Karl. So.
Yeah. So we'll be working on a book and stuff like that. And we're looking at joint venture. We need to get a little bit better organized. We're working to get our system. So if you have any deals that have missing errors, they have to be big deals.
Or crazy ass deals.
Crazy ass deals. We'd be looking at joint venture on those. We're still working on getting our processes down a little bit better on that. But we're doing stuff in California. We're doing stuff in Florida.
Houston,
and hopefully someday we'll be doing stuff in Russia, Bulgaria, stuff like that.
Everywhere in the world.
That would be cool, wouldn't it? Just to be able to do stuff everywhere.
It would be awesome.
Or at least some foreign countries to say we've done. All we just do one deal in a foreign country and say we've done deals worldwide.
Yeah.
We can be like that. So.
Well, okay. Thanks for listening to the podcast.
Do we make it 28 minutes?
No, it's 22.
22. Okay. What else, guys? What else do you want to hear about? Let's end it, and then let's go for like 30 seconds of silence, and then we'll give a bonus. Hey, we'll talk about that super secret stuff that we're not going to tell anybody about. So let's just sit here quiet for like 10 minutes. No, for 30 seconds. Okay, that's not quite 30 seconds, but no, we can't tell people that secret yet, can we? I mean, let's perfect it. Let's work on that thing that we're working on. I think it's going to be big.
Yeah.
But just say it's going to be with judgments and liens, and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
We got some really cool stuff we're working on that we'll eventually share with you guys. And so reach out to us, text us, and like to hear from you guys, and like to hear some really cool golden nuggets. We want to have some people on the podcast. Real people, not people that are dusting their playbook off from 1972. talking about deals. So, yes, I'm picking on some of those gurus that haven't done a deal in
20 years.
20 years. They're talking about I remember back in da 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 da, and I'm not really picking anyone in general, but there are people that aren't doing deals that are doing courses and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
I will not mention who they are, and I don't even know who they are. But anyways, we're doing real deals, real stuff, and we're screwing. We need to do a podcast on deals we screwed up.
We have to.
Yeah, we'll do one on. We do a lot of great deals, but we lose money on a few, and then we royally screw up on a few too that could have been good deals, but we messed up on. And we'll do one on bad deals, what not to do, and how Uncle Karl is screws up.
All right, guys.
Do we make it to 28 minutes now?
We made it 25. I think it's enough.
That's enough. Okay.
Thanks for the listen, and see you in the next one.
All right. Take it easy.